When TVW first went on the air in April of 1995, no one knew it would become the nation's premier state public affairs network. After all, the idea of broadcasting a state legislature at work, gavel to gavel, was untried. The funding was tenuous, the technology was experimental, and the studios were crammed into a former bowling alley. But from the start, the vision of the founders was crystal clear. TVW provides viewers with unbiased, unfiltered, nonpartisan coverage of the state legislature, the state Supreme Court, key agency actions, and public policy events of statewide significance. Add in award-winning produced programs, civics education, and a little of the lighter side of our state, and TVW brings the public's business before the public 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Sometimes TVW is confused with public access television, but actually, like C-SPAN, it's a professional, technically advanced enterprise dedicated to supporting civic engagement in Washington State through extensive gavel-to-gavel coverage and award-winning produced programming. Thanks to generous support from the state of Washington and a $3 million private fundraising campaign, TVW now broadcasts from an all-digital facility near the Capitol campus in Olympia, complete with a full studio, extensive editing facilities, state-of-the-art master control, and an internet broadcasting center. One thing hasn't changed. TVW's commitment to fairness remains uncompromising. From the beginning, TVW was set up as a private, nonprofit corporation rather than a state agency to ensure its independence. The board of directors is bipartisan and drawn from all parts of the state, as well as both the public and private sectors. Most of TVW's funding comes from a state appropriation administered by the Secretary of State to pay for gavel-to-gavel coverage of state legislative proceedings. Foundation grants, program underwriters, and annual donors make up the balance of TVW's operating budget, now approximately $2.5 million a year. TVW also relies on generous in-kind support from the cable and telecommunication industries, which provide free channel space, a donation now valued at nearly $9 million a year. Surveys show that over 800,000 registered voters watch TVW on a regular basis. Over 98% of cable homes receive TVW, with legislative coverage, court hearings, and produced programs among the audience favorites. To extend TVW's reach, a substantial number of programs, including legislative coverage, election coverage, and produced shows, are now closed captioned and provided with a separate Spanish audio track. To reach so many viewers on a limited budget, TVW uses the latest in digital technology. Robotic cameras blanket the Capitol campus, allowing crews at TVW to cover 3 events at once. TVW also crosses the state, allowing the public access to hundreds of speeches, conferences, and events. Online, TVW offers the world's largest archive of state legislative coverage, available on demand and fully searchable, along with live events and exclusive webcasts. Since day one, TVW's mission also has embraced civics education. From our award-winning documentaries to timely resources for teachers, from shows that put the camera in the classroom, to on-screen graphics that help viewers understand the process, TVW creates content that inspires, informs, and engages citizens of all ages. What's next? Look for TVW to provide more coverage, more civics education, and more choices for viewers on TV, on the web, even on the go. It's a long way from those humble beginnings in a former bowling alley. Today's TVW provides citizens with more and better coverage, improved video and audio quality, superior graphics, faster access to our archives, and more civics education content. But for all the technological advances to date, and those to come, TVW's mission remains clear and strong: to provide unbiased, unfiltered coverage that promotes a healthy public discourse and increased civic engagement. TVW, Public Affairs Made Public.